Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome in. Happy Friday. Who's here? Heidi's here. Eric's here. Will is here. Hello, hello, hello. Nano is here. What's up, Ben? How are you feeling, man? How's the leg? Saf is here. Man, all right. Got some people here. It's Feedback Friday, and I'm going to open up Rift for the first time. Well, I launched it last night when I installed it, and I put in the activation license, right? And then I closed it. So hopefully the little opening dialogue comes up still. So I haven't touched it. I'm pretty excited for this one. And just to tackle Saffron's comment in the Discord really quick, is this like thermal? I don't see this to be the same as thermal. And I understand the whole multipolar processing thing, the bipolar processing engine thing a little bit more now. It allows you to affect the positive and the negative polarity, the top and the bottom of the waveform cycle independently of one another. That's what they mean. So it's actually a pretty unique thing. And I think that it would provide and produce a wide range of stuff that perhaps thermal just simply cannot because of the nature of the beast, how it's actually approaching all of it. And thermal, in turn, can do a lot of stuff that Rift cannot. So anyway, for what it's worth, I would keep both in my arsenal, I have a feeling. But I haven't touched Rift, so we will see. So how the hell is everybody? And EDC is in a week, says Ben. Javar is here. Welcome in, Javar. Happy Friday, brother. Yeah, Noise Shaper is out as well, and I debated. I'm not going to dive into it today. We'll dive into it on Monday. I wanted to give Rift a fair shake because Feedback Fridays have been mostly feedback lately, so we may not have a whole ton of time, and even if we do, I really want to do a deep dive into this thing and see exactly what it can do, because I haven't seen anything quite like it. So that always gets me going. So, man, and let's just check the Discord. There is a link in here. You can grab Punish from Heaviosity. Punish, up until right now, has only been a component of Heaviosity instruments, like Damage. You guys have seen this plenty of times, I'm sure. But anyway, they have broken out the Punish effect module, and they've made it a standalone plugin. So Damage. Oh wait, no, I'm not thinking of the right one. It's not Damage. It's, what is it that has the big punish right in the middle. What is that? It's not kinetic metal. It is... Maybe it is damage. There it is. There's the punish knob. Boom. So anyway, this thing has been in a few different releases from Heaviosity, and they've broken it out. It's a pretty awesome, like, saturation compression louderizer. It does some stuff. Anyway, you can grab that if you pick up Rift through Plugin Boutique right now, because the free plugin of the month is Punish over there. So there you go. Oh yeah, Discord. Man, I'll tell you what. Tremties dropped his entry for the community challenge on the 10th. I have not clicked on it. I have not heard it. I don't know what it sounds like, but man. Ooh, okay. DJ Empirical, reigning champ of last month, will be on the show this month. And he's cooking up something completely different, he says. And let's see who's been posting links. Jafar. Whoever's not tuning into Jafar should. Absolutely. Anybody else cooking up anything good? Dropping new tracks? Links to live shows? Anything like that? Post your links in here. Public feedback. Let's see who's doing what today. Ooh. Oh, hey, look at that. I didn't even click in here yesterday. Subvids posted one of the tracks from the album. So please listen to that. I'm not sure if I can actually play that live without getting a strike. So I'll listen to it off air, but you guys should absolutely tune into this. Saf has already got something in the ring. Oh, it's the 15th. More louderizing. T-shirt idea? Sev says, I'm very excited for this. It's so cool. Yeah, right? Wait, what? You burned water today. Well, I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad that it was just burnt water and not like a fire. Oh, so Javar. Yeah, okay. This is awesome. This is a nice little sub-thread for today. I tried to do simple, easy, short tracks last night, and it's not as easy as it sounds. There are a handful of people that I allow the notifications to come through when they go live, and yours is one of them, Javar. And I saw the title of, like, I'm going to try to knock out a bunch of 2-minute shorts. And yeah, there is like a recipe to it, but the art in all of it is to not make it feel or sound formulaic in any way. You're right. It's not as simple as it sounds at first, but once you hit your groove, you will do it. You will do it. That said, I think your moody cinematic stuff is something really good to focus on, maybe. Why is it still hot when it's fall? Yeah, Saf, you know, it's like near freezing in the mornings here too right now already. Nature does what nature wants at this point. Hey, nice, Paul. Another outdoor gig, working on another video, building a patch to play on the 30th. Very cool. Nice. Simmering turkey for bone broth. It's okay, got lots of stock already. Good, good. Samaritz is here. Chord sequencer in the Arturia SQ80 is bringing some ambient joy here. Some nice vibes today. Yeah, I kept wanting to add more and I had to stop myself. And generic is really tough. So here's one thing that might help. Treat it like an oil painting and remember that it's all non-linear. So like, go ahead and throw all the things at the canvas. Welcome back, Samaritz. And thank you. I freaking love that thing. I might play it one more time. Thank you to Trailer for the Gazelle. It's amazing. I freaking love it each time it goes off. It's amazing. Simmering Bone Broth. Holy crap, that is a band name. Okay, so anyway, treat it like an oil painting and remember that it's all nonlinear, right? So throw all the stuff at the canvas and then just carve away and keep doing it until there isn't anything left to carve away. Try it. It might work for you because you have a really like layering cinematic mindset right now. And you can like fall into some really cool transitions and stuff like that when creatively cutting more and more. So I don't know. Work backwards. And then you get a simmering song broth. Oh man, banjo metal trio. Holy hell. Okay. Oh, and Zamaritz has tossed something in the ring too. Okay, and I see some subscriber only feedback in there as well. Let's see who's in here. 927 from Adremia. Man, how the hell did I miss this? Well, when Andy walks in, we'll play this. Cajun country death metal. Now there you go. That's something to eat some ribs to. Oh man. All right, yeah, I cannot stress enough. Go give some support to Subvids, longtime member of the community, maker of great things. Listen to that stuff. But whose ribs? Oh my, this just took a turn. Saf, are you ready for some feedback? Whose ribs indeed. Oh my goodness. Wow. We're like 10 minutes in and talking about cannibalism. Okay, so first out the gates today is Saffron. Oh, now who's here? Oh, it's Lab West. Toothpicks. Lab West, thank you, homie. It's always good to have you here. I appreciate the support. Oh, wow. Hype train is close. Look at you guys. Is this like becoming a Friday thing now or something? I don't know. I think we need to figure out our yeehaws, our group yell. I think everyone needs to send in a yell. Maybe that happens today. We'll announce it a few times. Everybody post to the Discord or send me an email or a DM or something with a recording of you going, yeah, or woohoo, or something, yeehaw. And we'll make a little banjo thing, and we'll put a quick little intro, like a cheer, little banjo thing, and then the gazelle jumps over. Won't that be fun? Then those hype trains will be a lot more entertaining. You give us the gift of your time and wisdom. We win. Aw, thanks, man. I was wondering if I got a rib removed, would I be allowed to keep it? I don't see why not. Yeah, I mean, why not? Yeom! Oh, some merits. That is epic. That is good. That's some good stuff right there. You wouldn't do it. Wait. I missed the line in between there, and make bone broth. Oh, Andy, you're here. We were just talking about you. Awesome. You're next, Andy, because I just realized I was clicking through and catching up in the Discord, and I failed to click on this the other day, and you posted something for feedback, and I apologize, but we will circle back and we'll get you next. I saw your ribs on eBay. That is so twisted. Oh, yeah. Oh, Saf. Yeah, okay, so everybody record a yell. A yeehaw! Or a woo! Or a yeah! Maybe a couple claps in there or something like that, and we'll get a little banjo thing, and we'll stick it right on the beginning of that, and it'll be chef's kiss. And we'll make it active for the gift subs too. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, it's going off the rails quickly. All right, Saf, here we go. He says, I'm just wondering if there should be any touch up to this track. This one is called Romans of the Shorai. Oh, it's not up anymore. Ah, well, hey, man, if you want to post something new, go for it. Chickens make lousy house pets? Oh, man. All right, dude. Another good one. I like the atmosphere, the ambience that's like bam, right there at the very beginning. I think that noise snare on the left there, I think it can maybe come up and down in volume a little bit over time just to kind of give it a little bit more of a pulse. You could maybe also duck kind of long form rhythmically the atmosphere that you've built. And I think that around 144, those little glitches that are introduced right in the middle of the song, I think they should be pushed up. I think that they should be much more present. 808 Diffraction, thank you so much for being here. Happy Friday to you. And I think that by the time you get to 2 minutes, it's begging for something. It feels like this is work in progress and that this section is still waiting for its piece. It really does. So I would add something there and I would put it into motion and maybe make it kind of splashy, give people something for getting a couple minutes into this song and like entering into the trance that you've put them in, right? Overall, I think that the bass can come up just a touch. The snare can come down a touch. I think the background ambience overall can probably be subbed, and then you can put a little multiband compression and some saturation in there just to up the detail and get a little bit more separation, right? So you can like have a bit more to dive into it, a little bit more depth, a little more dimension to the whole thing. Overall, I like the vibe, man. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. This feels closer to your roots of the simple old school dub. It's good stuff. What is everybody else saying? From one of the 3 worst SNL bits, right? I agree with Paul on this one. This needs video. This needs video. Absolutely. We will be here, 808. The chickens. Oh, man. Yeah, that is a pretty random recollection there. Okay, I think that is that. Let's check out some merits. All right, this one is called Red Dust from Zamertz, and he says, made this last night for a competition track, all copyright free, made for Space Week. Oh yeah, it's Space Week. Maybe one of the things that we'll whip up that we run through Rift will be space themed today, just in honor of, you know, where we all came from. Where we all live.
That's consistent anyway.
Eight to Fracture, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for the follows, you guys. We are currently listening to a submission from Zamertz.
Almost direct pressure 0. Confirm.
Snowflake, thank you. Appreciate you. I'm loving the Gemini samples being tucked in here. Always with the OhmLab Gemini, right? It's perfect for Space Week.
We're showing pretty violent oscillations in roll attitude.
Zamerits, dude, seriously? I have a couple things for you here on this one. Fantastic envelopes on your synths. Freaking nailed it. Seriously though, like the sound design, your everything on this one was really, really good. If I was to pick a couple of things, your ARPs, those beautiful floaty little ARPs, if those, you could put those into like a binaural pan-spherical space and just barely creep them around while they're doing their little dance. I think that would be really, really nice. There's a little bit of space in the low end bass that you've got there to do some really, really subtle long form saturation swells. Nothing big, just enough to add just a little bit of grit, right? Like if you think like maybe space dust or something like that, right? Just like a little kind of a thing. That'd be pretty dope. Nice to hear the Gemini samples in there, as always. 808 diffraction, pretty much everything. I do not like anything really cookie cutter. It's not really my thing. I'm happy to give feedback on everything. I've touched it all and made it all, and I'm happy to say words about the stuff that you make in hopes that those words will help you make it even better. Yeah. On stage. Yeah, Zev, why don't you toss it through, man? It's Space Week. Zev and I made a little space jam. God, when was that? It was more than a few months ago. Like half a year ago, maybe? Anyway, we made it kind of based on just some weird glitchy modular stuff and some of the samples from the Gemini pack. Zamerits, thank you, dude. This was amazing. This was really good. What was the competition that you put this in? Whatever it is, I hope that it was recognized. Almost a year ago. What the hell, dude? Seriously. Whoa. Oh, man. Wow, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. Backing up just a moment, 808 Diffraction, thank you so much for the raid. And Snowflake Storm, Omari, and Little Christe, thank you so much. It was Sarah's lo-fi competition. Competition closes tomorrow. Sarah the lo-fi astronaut. Okay, who's Sarah the lo-fi astronaut? I am not in the know. Just really quick before we click on the next link, I want to know. Oh, I'm not over there. Let me click over here. Makes insane lo-fi beats. Okay. Is this Sarah the Instrumentalist? Is this the same? All right, I'm going to click on some of these links after the show. I'm determined to maintain my zero strike status on Twitch as they sort through all of the legal stuff. I am confident that we are going to win. We're going to come out ahead in all of this on Twitch. I think that Twitch is starting to move a needle in our industry that others have not been willing or able to move. And I know that we're only seeing tiny little incremental things, like maybe we won't shut down someone's stream if it's not that bad of an infraction or like doesn't have ill intent or whatever. But those are the little steps that we need. Like we have to have small graces before we can have big changes. So, in my opinion. So anyway, I think we're heading down the right road. Pop a link from Metapop. Nice, dude. Okay, cool. All right, so next up, we got Little Crystal. Here we go. Pay pass.
Fixed price, limited check king size. En leuk tekstdas. Het zoeken Mercedes class. Hey, no, hey, pass. Hey, pass. Het blijft die, hey, no, hey, pass. Hey, pass. Het blijft die, Face playboy.
Okay, there's two things that you need to fix in this. This thing is freaking fire. This is good. Let's read what the chat says. Chat hasn't even chimed in. Everyone's blown away. All right, so here's what we do. I love the crystal clear synth little spiked little ting right after the heavy bass is sitting there for a few seconds. It's just freaking choice. So good. A really nice maneuver. Really nice. Love the subtlety of it. I think the vocals are fire. I think the luffs are hot. Your mix is solid. Your performance is solid. The arrangement, your sound palette, the entire thing is really solid. The luffs are hot, which is the loudness. Okay, so it just needs to come down because all of the streaming services are going to turn it down anyway. And you really want to have control over that. Not not just from like a purist perspective. Okay, it can hurt your ranking on the streaming platforms. This is a song that should be heard. So you should be in control of how much stuff is getting turned down or turned up anywhere. And the other thing is you also want to leave a little bit of room for people to crank it, because this is a song that people will want to turn up when they hear it, right? And you need to have a little bit of room for that to go, especially when this drops down into halftime. It's a byproduct of slowing things down and the pitch shifting down. It shifts an enormous amount of decibels down into the subs, and that just needs to be cut out because it's sucking the life force out. Like, that could sound twice as cool with half of the sub frequencies down there easily. So fix that, and that whole area is going to feel so much more impressive. Around 32 seconds and right after 1 minute, when the background vocals are first coming in, you can hear that there should be just a little bit more separation between them and the main vocals up front. And that's just going to bring a little bit more depth. And then the other thing is that the late reflections on the delay that are pitched up, it sounds like 1 octave or so, I think those should be just a little bit more present in the mix, because similar to that really crystal clear single pop right before the vocals come in the intro, you kind of need something to balance the heavy in this thing. And that's pretty shimmery up there. That's a nice little register, and I would bring that up just for a little like frequency counterbalance there. But cannot stress this enough. The subs are just way too hot here, and it will wreck the sound of this thing on most playback systems. So I would bring that in line and make sure that the LUFS are good. If you are unsure where to or how to figure that out, there is actually there's a website. I'll just drop this in the chat here. Loudness penalty. There's also a loudness penalty plugin, or you can just do what I do, and you just keep a multimeter open in your project at all times when you're mixing. I actually have it on all the time, so you are aware of what your sounds are doing, where you are, right? The more you know. Is your music even good enough? Oh, well, dude, Saf, yeah. Yeah. Why are you asking? Your music is good. You dwell in a very different part of the spectrum. I mean, I don't know if you're asking that question after hearing this track. This track is great, and it's mixed really well. It has absolutely nothing to do with the kind of music that you make. Seriously. You have the ambient dub thing on lock. What I suggest in most of your stuff with these really good ambience and whatnot that provide kind of the backbone and the backdrop for the whole thing is more detail, more texture up front, because you're putting people into a trance. Your stuff is really rather hypnotizing, right? It's a lot of these kind of like steady pulses and surges, and you've got these long form psychoacoustic effects on everything, and it's so drenched and immersive that once you get into that space, what you really want are things to tickle your brain. Like, you want these little textures and stuff to be almost parasitic, right? To like burrow down into parts of your brain and tickle different parts of you. That's really what you want the most in that type of music. And you should feel like full creative liberty in your mix downs. I think that when you create one of these soundscapes, your landscape is solid. It's more about what more you could do in regards to depth and immersion than anything else, because you've nailed your hypnosis effect, and you've had a really good run with sound design for that type of stuff. You're always picking really great samples. I mean, like voiceover samples, like spoken word samples. And I love the odd timed chopping you do, with the audio that you have looping, it's ace. That's what I got to say. Yeah, you bet, Little Crystal. And I agree with 808 diffraction, gems, 100%. Kwame, happy Friday, brother. How are you? Welcome in. Who's next? Almost Kwame. First, we got 808 diffraction. This one is called Nightmare Beats. Here we go. Great image, by the way.
It was a nightmare.
How could this happen?
Diffraction.
Let us hear its psychic powers.
Psychic powers?
All right, cool. So this is great. Rapid fire classic samples in the beginning. I would say, as far as your mix, you're probably going to want to get the subs down just a touch. You can keep some of the peaks up where they are for accent's sake, but similar to the last track, it will subtract from your overall mix. So it's not just a matter of volume balance here. This is a matter of energy distribution too, right? Sub frequencies are the hardest frequencies to move around and recreate in a speaker or headphone or anything else. It takes up more energy. That is why when you have mixes that are sub heavy, it feels like the rest of the mix is lacking energy. It's not just the obfuscation of frequency clarity. It is quite literally a lack of, or an imbalance in energy distribution, right? You're pouring all of the energy into these subs and there's just nothing left to recreate all the crispy goodness that you want up top. So what I would suggest is bringing down some of those subs, and then I would also use a multiband compression on the mids. If you have any compression at all on any sub frequencies or anything near a sub frequency in your mix, remove it, because all of that stuff gets louder in mastering. You really don't have to worry about that stuff being loud or present. That stuff is going to be loud no matter what. That's what a subwoofer's for. But the multiband compression on the mids of the bass synth are really going to get the textures up, and that is where you're going to be able to hear that bass on most playback systems, because most playback systems won't have the sub, right? So if you want people to really like this thing and hear everything that you want them to hear in a bass, like in a car or headphones or whatever, that is the path to success there. 125, the piano is getting buried under the subs. Other things are getting buried too, but I mentioned the piano because when you can start to hear the piano clearly in the mix, you are going in the right direction, okay? Right now, you've got a bit too much emphasis on that small space right between sub and bass. And if you can create a little bit of separation between them, instead of accenting that spot, let the subs reign how they will and let the mids rise up by kind of attenuating a bit in between. It'll create a little bit more separation. It'll help you hear this stuff a little bit better. Anyway, I do want more separation for the vocals, especially 140 through to the end. It doesn't feel like they really ever have a chance to be heard with great clarity, right? Like if it was articulating something important, we would be missing that message, right? But just aesthetically, we don't actually get to hear all of it. So definitely want to find some more separation, which means more mids being taken out of the supporting characters in the track, and maybe some of those mids getting boosted or highlighted in some way for the vocals. Around 2 minutes, I think the synths can just come down and leave room for your vocals, but not just the vocals. You're doing a few mixing things in the second half that I think should be heard a little bit more clearly. And at 225, I like the choice for the outro synth, but I would find a way to intro it just a little bit better and put a little transition effect in there, like maybe some kind of a suck back effect or something like that, and a really quick fade in on that synth. I think those two things combined would really tickle the fancy. You know what I mean? Doing good, Kwame. Doing good. Happy Friday, man. Ooh, I love the aggressive cool fire emote. Gotta go in 10 minutes. Might be back later. Good. Okay. Well, heck, dude. When did you write that? Because we might have time to listen through your thing really quick. It's a collab with Nightmare Beats. Okay. Sweet, sweet. The tickler. Oh my goodness. The tickler. This is a good one. I'm adding it. Heidi has named more than a release's worth of sounds, I think, at this point. DJ Parasite. Oh, I love it. DJ Parasite. That's great. Oh, man. Kwame is here. Okay, cool. 808 says multiband compression on the mid, subs down. Good point about the piano, sub and bass. Check more separation, vocal, other transition gems. I will work on that. Excellent. And bring it back. Let us know how you're feeling about it when you do bring it back. All these things should be feeling good to you, right? It's got to sound right to you. Gabro, welcome in, brother. Happy Friday to you. All right, so this one's from Kwame. Nice. Gabriel's dropped in something as well. Oh, and Will Zev in the chat has dropped in the Gemini track that we did last year. Lap West is getting in the mix. Typical Friday. Starting to heat up. All right, Kwame. Let's see what the man has done this week. I love that you never changed this picture, by the way. Just saying. This is awesome. This is awesome. There's a couple things mix-wise that I think you should attend to. And most of it kind of centers around the drums, not quite in being in lockstep with the vibe of the rest of the stuff. The kit seems a little more lo-fi-ish, but not completely, because the kick seems fairly in the realm of this dreamy kind of vaporish kind of thing. So I think we just have to pick a direction. And I think that the muted kind of direction is the better one on this one, because the majority of the instruments are already there. So I had to say, affect the drums a little bit more. The rate, the modulation rate of your chorus and everything might be just a little bit fast for the vibe that you're going for. That too felt a little bit lo-fi versus dreamy. So I would probably err on the side of dreamy on this one, personally, and I would move the mallets a bit more out to the side and reduce the total spread. And maybe even bias the entire like stereo output toward the side that they're being turned to, because they do ring quite a bit. And with the chorus and the spread and everything, that spreads out those frequencies across into other instruments space. So, and I have a remedy for that loss of spread here at the end. So yeah, just to kind of reiterate, I feel that especially midway through this track, around 140 or so, I'm feeling like we're at crossroads here. Almost two different mix approaches, dreamy and lo-fi. So I would say, keep going, push this one across the finish line, just move the other half of the mix towards dreamy. To seal it all, I would add just a bit of shared reverb to the entire mix. Be careful with any lows in that reverb. But I would put a little reverb on the entire mix and some really, really subtle compression after it, just to kind of squish that reverb in to the track a little bit. And I think it would really help seal the deal after you attend to those drums. Dope. All right, let's see what the chat is saying. (808) to Fraction saying, yes, sir, Def Will. Don't call me sir. Lab West says, already has me on lock with the ivories, right? It sets the tone for the whole thing. I would bring the drums to be in line with the keys for sure. Drum Tie says, snare's a little weak in my opinion, but I love this vibe. Yeah, so we're all kind of tuning into the snare, it looks like. Paul says, I almost want brushes. Zev says, yeah, I was going to say all the percussion feels a little flat right now, very lo-fi compared to the rest of the dreamy, lovely melodies. Yeah. Okay, so I think we're all kind of saying the same thing. Are there killer brushed snare libraries? I have used a few, actually. I'm trying to remember what they are. They might actually even be the brush sounds in the stock Logic library. Zev is saying pads and chords are so nice. Yes, exactly, Chris. Okay, so we've got a couple people supporting this. Drum Ties says Vaporwave making a comeback. Dude, people love this. Yeah, push this one across the finish line. Use Sends for the reverb. Yeah. Yep. Of course, Kwame, of course. Big love, homie. And yeah, the default Kontakt Kiss has a nice brush sound. I don't know what it is about brushes. Maybe it's just generic enough that as long as the actual drum work is solid, most will do. I don't know. All right, so this next one is actually from me and Zev. We made this thing almost a year ago, but it's Space Week. So let's listen to it. This has samples from the Gemini pack, which was also used in Zamert's entry this week, coincidentally. I have not heard this since we made it, Will. we were able to get together on Mondays and produce something pretty decent together for a fair bit of time. And we have not been able to jam on Mondays for like a couple of months now.
Gemini 8, CSQ Capcom, contact Audi rate. That would be 1390 and temperature 48.8. What the speed is normal? Flight lead at LOS, all systems and lost voice about the same time.
Capcom, have you any indications of acquisition yet? Okay, do you want to start attempting to contact him by voice?
Roger. I'll say again on B, please. 1550. Copy. Only has approximately 2 more minutes of acquisition. Do you have any further plans? Hello, Hawaii, Gemini 8. I'll say again on B, please. 1550. Copy. Gemini 8, Hawaii. Go ahead. We've lost contact with the spacecraft plane. On a flight, this is CSQ. We can't seem to get any valid data here. It seems to be a pretty promising probably. Flight lead at LOS, all systems and lost voice about the same time. Showing an open source pressure of 1.39. Okay, relax.
all the little random digital modular bits. This was the last track we made in 2020. How about that, man? Well, there it is. That's one for Space Week. Yeah, that is crazy. It doesn't feel like it was quite that long ago. Saf remembers it. Yeah, a lot of music has happened between now and then. That is correct. Yeah, I think we've both made an insane amount of content in the last year. Doing mushrooms in space. I mean, technically we're floating in space right now, Heidi. Let's go find some fungi. Nash is here. 4 a.m. Woo! Thank you for taking the time, Nash. Always appreciate it, homie. Hope you're doing well over there. Confirmed, Roku? You will sit for a bit. All right. This next one coming in is from Gabriel. It is a trailer hybrid work in progress. Many things to fix. Let's play through it. Oh man, I was just starting to get good. All right, I'm gonna replay what we have. Yeah, man, wish it didn't cut off there. This is good. This is good. Maybe a touch more resonant shine on that intro hit, the one at the very, very start. I love that it starts with that. I love the subtle glitchy vibe. You've got a lot of really good textures cooking here. The clock tick, just to add a bit more depth and spatial attitude to the whole thing. You could maybe like toss a tremolo on there, 180 phase, right? So it's working as like a pan mod, right? And just do like maybe 50% left, right, something like that. Square wave. Breath could totally handle like a dotted eighth delay. Maybe every other breath or something like that. Kind of create this kind of push-pull, add more depth. This is good, dude. This is good. You draw the line at creminis, enoki, and shiitakes, huh? Prod by Blue, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Boris samples now on Discord. Boom. Paul says, this was my soundtrack as I walked from my car to my desk. Nice, nice, nice. That's awesome. Damien is here. with a crew of 21. Thank you, Damien. Happy Friday to you. How was the rest of your stream? How did the 55s turn out? Were they brilliant, as usual? We still have not even started the plugin review. We're going to dip into that in just a moment here. We got a couple more things for feedback, and then we're going to start our deep dive in Rift, which I haven't even touched yet. I'm super flippin' excited about it. Vibey 55s. Nice, dude. Very awesome. Can you put up the complete version? Yeah, please do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no worries. No worries. I feel the claps start too early. I kind of want to be surprised with a rhythm instead of starting with one. Ah, Roku with a little clap input. Lab West says, right up my alley. Love it. Trimtie says, that little bell is so fun. Love this dude. Heidi loves the bell. So just the little clicky thing, but introduce the clap a little bit later. I hear what you're saying on that, Roku. Yeah. I could get behind that. Enjoy the session, Damien. Always good to have you in for even just a moment. Take care, brother, and have a good weekend. All right, so I think we're just waiting for the full version to get up here from Gebro. So in the meantime, let's listen to what Lab West has just put in. Built most of this 2 nights ago and added some of the ear candy this morning, writing one chord the whole way, more sound design production exercises than songwriting. Love some feedback. Okay, cool. So we're going to save this for a moment, and we're going to start up Lab West here and hit go. This one's called Chicago. Excuse me. Okay, so I really like this, dude. It's a really, really lovely vibe. It, like, brilliant transitions, and it's got a really nice feel, and all of the elements, each individual one, sounds really good. It feels like they all now need to be processed with a bit of just mix love, each one specific to it, right? So what I would do is start with the volume and pick the main hero in this, the one that is going to be, you know, steady Eddie at a peak the entire time, have that thing up at like a -6 or so dB, and then mix everything underneath it. And you've probably heard me say this plenty of times, but as you go through each element, the ones that are higher frequency, you can start moving those out to the sides, and it'll kind of create this wraparound effect. It's going to create this more immersion ready mix for you. And as you start to dial in the detail work on each one of the individual elements, they're really going to pop out in the mix. So you might need to go back and kind of play with position and presence for each one as you work your way through the mix. But I do feel like each individual element now can absorb a little bit of mix love. And make sure that at the end of this whole thing, that you've got a couple of things. Some shared compression, some very subtle shared space that the whole thing can go into would probably be really, really nice. No additional long tails of any kind, just a tiny shared space that everything can kind of be glued into. And I think that this whole thing starts to really feel really solid. Quite like this one, man. I quite like it. Yeah. You've really upped your mix game in the last year. I don't know if you've gone back and listened to anything that you were bringing by almost a year ago, because I think you've been here in the mix for pretty close to a year now, I think. I think that there's like a marked improvement. So if you haven't done that yet for yourself, go back and do it, because this is like the feel, the cohesiveness, the continuity of it all. It's really there. It's really there. Yeah. Roku is agreeing. All right, let's see what everyone else is saying. Gabriel says, I've got the entire mix up. Great. So chill, but still very hype, like Silence Before the Storm kind of a thing. Ooh, yeah. So that's the anticipation part of it, I think, right? Really like your use of dynamics and little happy sequences. Very nice. Yeah. Definitely agree. Yeah, big ups on this one, dude. Very good. All right, I'm going to skip over Tremtize for just a second so we can hear the second half of Gebros. So I'm just going to come in here and put that back in. And we're going to click play here. Yeah, interesting looking back sometimes at your work. Yeah. Nash, you take care, brother. Have a good one. All right, here's the full version from Gebra. Oh, good. We get like another minute worth. Good. I need to listen to the last third of this again. Okay, so that was... Okay, a few things here for you that I think could probably start to help improve this. I Love the glitchy stuff. I think the TikTok could pan just slightly, like I said before. Brilliant feedback grind and just use of feedback and texture movement in tandem throughout this thing. Really good stuff. I think I already mentioned the breath could use a dotted delay. And I think that the bell at 28 seconds could stand to ring out a bit more. After that initial introduction of the bell, and after the initial introduction of the chant, I question the use of it after that, the repetitious use of it after that. I think that we are losing impact over time with it because it's been done so many times. Everything else is in this constant state of change. So I'm not saying that it can't be used repetitiously, but being used repetitiously the same way again and again isn't quite in alignment with the rest of the ethos of the entirety of your thing here. That said, I totally get that that's a little nitpicky for a trailer piece. So what I would say is at 41, maybe the bell should be glitched and stretched, and maybe you could resample that a few times, put that in a round robin, and as that bell is pulsing, you're getting slightly different stamps of it or something like that. Maybe something similar could be done with the chant at 45 seconds to 110 or so. As that chant is repeating, with each chant, it becomes a little bit more evident to me that it's not the right reverb that it's sitting in either. It's a little too mid-rangey, low boomy kind of thing. And I think that you've already got enough low end. It felt a little bit distracting to me. It felt a little too tonal for me. So maybe if it wasn't pitched down quite as much, it would feel better there on the repetition too. And maybe just the overall decay, like the presence of the reverb could come down a little bit as well. 55, yeah, just kind of reiterating is the bell getting too much play here? And then at 110, I would say try to create a better volume build for the transition here, because the intensity build is fantastic, but there's not a lot of volume change in that. So I would really like to go back to the very beginning of this thing and start the whole thing just a little bit lower. And when you do get to the curve, make sure it's nice and concave, so there's a really dramatic boost at the very, very end, just like lifting us up over the top. I think that would be fan-freaking-tastic for this one. Booby LP, thank you so much for being here. Samaritan's is saying, nice palette. Can't get over that bell, says Tremtize. The chant in the background is sick. Audio Dabbler, welcome in, brother. Happy Friday to you. Love the chant and the drops. Tremtize says, mix is a bit over mushy at the end. I don't know if the reverb getting in the way, but something is distracting. Yeah, I think it is that reverb of the chant. Gebro saying, yep, I agree with you. Got it. Got it. Park Breezy, thank you for the follow, dude. For some reason, I thought you were already in here. Anyway, welcome. Good to have you here. Happy Friday. Oh, good time to mention, don't forget, well, there's lots of people here. If you are currently subbed, go hit the Discord and grab your free sound pack of the month. This month, it is Funky, a pack of wild comb filter rhythmic toppers, and whatever you are inspired to make with said samples. No matter what it is, come back and submit it in the monthly challenge here each month, and you will win get another free sound pack and have a chance to win other things. So there we go. Yeah, we can do drill beats if you like. Gebro, thank you so much for bringing it by, dude. It's always good stuff, man. It's always good stuff. You should start a little thread in the Discord, Gebro, of before and afters. Like, post your final versions of things as you're working through them, so people can hear how you've applied feedback that you get in the chat and whatnot. I think it'd be fun, because you crank out a lot of stuff. So windstorm just now, huh, Purple? Yeah, what Tremtai said. We like music. Drop whatever, bro. DJ Empirical says, especially fun pack this month. Yeah, this is one about a year ago. We gave away Funky as a free sound pack of the month, but we did not do the competition around it. And I've had a few people chime in asking, hey, are we ever going to get Funky back? Because I've got a bunch of ideas. So this is your chance. All right, yeah, so hit the Discord, drop a link in there if you're looking for feedback. We're going to start the Rift deep dive here in just a bit. Up next is Tremtai's. Right before Park Breezy blew through, there was a windstorm, huh? Synchronistic. What's up, Subvids? Awesome, Gabriel. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, sharing is good. All right, this next one is from Tremtai's, another genre that I liked playing with. Mix is a bit rough because after upgrading from guitar rig 5 to 6, project's still crashing and I can't find the presets I used to use, which is a bummer, but is whatever. Oh, man. Not brand new, by the way. Okay, cool. Discord friendly. How old is this one, Trev? Right, Roku? March of last year. man. Oh man, you've got a giant hell yeah from Heidi out of this one. Man, I'll tell you what. Booby LP is saying, or Bubby LP is saying, y'all are posting some fire shit in this Discord, and they're right. Drum Ties, a year ago, March or something like that, you said you made this? This is freaking fantastically fun and exciting and great, and thank you so much for the sub, game. It is a pleasure to be here with you all the time. This is great. I can't get it out of my head. This is like some old school Russian shit that's just great. It's just great. It's fun. It's got an infectious thing going. You did some really unique and fun things. Big ups. Okay, so at 15 seconds, it's missing the low end impact here. I will rush ahead and say that I do agree with what Roku's been saying in the chat about pick one or the other with the low end on the bass or the kick. You can't really have both at this BPM and the style. It's just too quick for it. You can't get the rapid fire articulation out of low end like that. It's a little too clumsy. And I would agree that the mix feels a bit dull and a bit thin. It's like scoop EQ on the master bus. Not sure, but I think your mids are compensated for your guitars. Fill up that mid range. Yeah. It's definitely like being inside of a game soundtrack or something like this one. It's just really good. Really good transition effects, really fun processing and modulation stuff that you were playing with, especially the rapid fire stuff on the guitar at 445 is just like the icing on the cake. I've seen shows like this. They kind of have that like sideshow kind of vibe to it. I don't know, man. If I were you, I would go back and see if you can open up an older project with the Guitar Rig 5 that you were talking about, right? Getting the presets that you were referencing. Bounce that stuff to audio, bring it into your new project, align them, and knock this thing out and post it. It's good. It's good. I think people would continue to just play with it. It's just good. Trimtie says, I had a lot of fun with this. Normally when I work with guitar stuff, I tend to make it sound realistic, but this is trance, so realism don't live here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Bubby LP, no, there's none of that here, dude. There are plenty of people at different stages in the process. If you are early in the process, fear not. Fear not, dude. Nobody here is going to eat you alive. There are no dicks or trolls here, but we will fill your head with a lot of knowledge and wisdom, and you will improve your stuff. I don't even like trance, but that was 6. That's probably, yeah, nice. Yeah. My music often very video game-like in general. I don't know why. That's just how I like my melodies. Tremtize, it's because it's your thing, dude. It's your thing. Yeah, it is all love in this channel. That is 100% fact. All right, here we go. Prod by Plu, this is first time in. This one's called Charlie Claw. I'm not sure. Hello and much love from New Zealand. I've been making beats for 10 years, and this is a little remix of Charlie XCX's song Claws. A lot of the sounds in here are sound banks I created using Omnisphere. Hope you enjoy. Cool. All right, let's do this. Then we got to dip into some noise. Let's make some stuff in this freaking DAW back here. Woo! Huh. Oh. Okay, this is really good. God, taco. Oh, yeah, I agree with, let's see here, Tremtize, Roku, and what I've written here. The subs are too hot, and it's easy for that stuff to get out of control quickly if you don't have good ways to track it in the room that you're producing in. It's as simple as that. If you don't have a sub, it's fine. Just keep an analyzer open. I guarantee you that if we were to put a meter on this, we would probably be seeing the subs are up here and the subs should be down here. And funny things start to happen to mixes when that happens. And it also just kind of makes it harder to listen to, adds a lot more pressure to the mix. But, you know, if you were to dial that in, this is pretty freaking good. Love everything about the intro. Besides the subs being too hot, I would say maybe the vocals could stand to be just a bit more on top of the mix and create more separation between the main vocal track and all of the supporting and augmented vocal elements that you've got in there. You've done some really cool stuff. You've played with a lot of neat ideas with the vocal remixing. I would try to keep the subs out of the sides. You do a couple of quick little sweep things in there where it kind of brushes your head as it goes by. So more low end control, I think, would bring more heat and satisfaction to this whole thing. And Tremties, damn, that was fun. I would agree. Heidi's tossing out another name, Goth Taco. She's on a freaking roll here. Goth Taco. This is ridiculous. I'm just going to read through a few of these. Bagel Party, Angry Squirrel, Studio Cat, Space Avenity, Space Dreams, Mensa Cat, Stubbs the Squirrel PhD, I Love Hats, Psy-Cat, Heidi Pad Tidy, Encrypted Dreams, that's in Dreamia, Fractal Formance, that's Tom. But back to Heidi, Wasabi Cat, Smush Kitty, Jello Cat, Asian Emojis, Robot Zombie, Twerky Lurky, Never Been Kissed, Jennifer McJenniferson, OhmLab Chord and Synchronicities, Thai Big Bowl Ramen, that was Tom, Telepathic Tandoori, Swamp Mama, Wall Marsh, Chicken Nips, Helicopter UFO, Swamp Fight, Alien Brothel, Alien Brothel was Ben, Nanowires, Ice Tola, Care Bear Stare, Squatchin', Plutonic from Mike the Old Geese, Turkey Fever, Name That Squid, The Tickler and Goth Taco. The Tickler and Goth Taco just being added today. You're on a freaking roll. All right, let's get through the rest of what was being said here. Plu says, yeah, my setup isn't that great. I'm making beats out of Apple earphones at the moment. Yeah, okay, so then all you do is keep a meter open and visually keep an eye on where all of your low end is. Any kind of low end that you can cut out of the sides on this track is probably good. I'd also watch low end in your reverb. If you're not really monitoring low end well in general, chances are low end is slipping through some of your reverb channels, and you want to eliminate that on a track like this, just so the lows that you are putting out there for people to hear are free and clear, right? They're not obfuscated. Oh man, my friend does a Goth Taco Mukbang DJ stream every Thursday. Roku's saying, you got the right ears, man. Invest into some acoustic treatment first, good monitor second, mix quietly with the volume. You'll get quick results with that tip alone. If you mix quietly and the track feels exciting, it will translate. If you can't be on speakers, go get some biodynamic DT700s, DT990s. You will thank me later. Yes. DT770 Pro. I concur. These things will help greatly. All the streams are crossing. Oh, that's great. Nice, nice, nice. Don't cross the streams, Ghostbusters. Heidi, you're a treasure. You're a treasure. Side notes: 808 slides. The pan to the left and right can be sick as an effect, but when down there, it gets a bit weird. Sorry, I had to go there for a minute. So we might be done talking about the sub and sides. No, it's not. We're never done talking about the sub and sides. We're never done talking about low end in reverb because we are not savages. Oh man, is my Savage still not working? Bubby, I use Logic and Audio Design Desk. Subvid says, OhmLab and chat, how do I get this sound? At 207, Is this music? I just need to know if I am allowed to play this on stream. Roku, there's a difference between being a savage and a low-end savage. You, my friend, are the best of the savages. You are a low-end savage. If you're just savage, just average savage, that's no good. That's when you're not EQing your reverb and shit. Drumtie says, Chris, you will never be a true savage. Blade 2 techno theme. Okay, so I can't play it on stream, but post this in the Discord. I will listen to it off stream, and then we will attend to it. We'll recreate it in the next stream or something. Answer it in text format between now and then. All right, I think we have one more, and then we're going to move on to Rift, and I'm freaking excited about that. So let's get through this one. All right, it says, and this one is from Bubby LP. It says, yo, what's good? I'm a 14-year-old producer who's producing for like 1 year. Don't set your expectation too high. Mix is still bad, and it's low-key boring. So I'd love to get some tips. Here we go. One thing here, you never have to set it up in any way that's like demeaning to yourself in this place, man. This is a safe place. You just post stuff, and we listen. That's all it is. We're all getting better together, regardless of how many years we've been doing this. All right, so here's what I hear. Number one, it's a great start. You're 14. You, up to this point, up until today, you have been thinking about what is right and wrong, how people who have been doing this before you and longer than you, how they go about doing this. You've already learned what you can from that, right? Okay, you've got a basic structure. This is good. Now, this is where the art comes in. Make this shit move and breathe. You gotta move stuff around, put filters on it, adjust your envelopes, right? So some sounds are really short and snappy and have really strong transients. Others might kind of ease into themselves, maybe a little bit more release on some sounds than others. Maybe you've got a little bit of delay on something. And maybe it's not just a straight quarter or eighth or 16th. Maybe it's a dotted something, so it adds a little bit of swing. And speaking of swing, maybe there's a little bit of swing on the hats and the snare or something, right? Instead of just static, like a static position of saturation or any kind of effect, modulate that stuff so it changes over time, right? So if 30% saturation on that 808 is the sweet spot, modulate into it, right? So like at certain accent points, it's hitting that peak. Find different spots for things to live in the stereo field to create more depth. It's something that people can kind of fall into. Oftentimes, people starting with beats right now, they think of beats as being this thing that is mutually exclusive from other types of works, like sweeping cinematic arrangements or really psychedelic soundscapes or whatever, but they aren't, because you can apply all of those same things. It can be as immersive as you want it to be. It can be as deep as you want it to be. It can be as wild as you want it to be. So you need to figure out you at this point, because you've already figured out how to make the stuff. So mission accomplished, and good job on that. The reason why is because you are now able to produce what other people are already producing. So we just need to hear you, okay? So solid idea. It gets repetitious quickly because we've already heard these things before from other people. So the best thing that you can do right now is to experiment with the ideas that are lurking inside of you that you might be afraid or hesitant to put down, and especially be putting in front of people. But you really don't have to be, because the only thing that anyone really wants to hear is something fresh. Because if we hit play and we get the same thing in our ear holes, the same every time we do this, pushing play isn't fun. It's just a routine, right? But if you're putting something in our ear holes that is different and exciting, then we're going to be like, damn, what I need right now is some freaking Bubby. You know what I mean? Give us something that is uniquely you, and go in weird and extreme directions to try to find your own personal boundaries, right? Don't worry about the limits that other people are putting in front of you, or standards that other people are putting in front of you right now. Make sure that you spend the time finding your own voice, and you need to do it enough times that it starts to generate momentum and confidence within you to continue to do it. It's the only way that you're going to develop this over time. Disco? Cool. All right, let's see what these guys are saying in here. Gluten-free music. Heidi, I'm adding it. Gluten-free music. Oh my goodness. Goth taco. Holy hell. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to put out like multiple albums just to get all these names out. Plu saying, for a year, this is not bad at all. You're better than I was at 1 year production. We'll get better. Of course you're going to get better. That's why you're here doing this. The slides are nasty, a bit too frequent. Let that sample shine for a second. Also, gunshots, always a bit meh, in my opinion. This is a solid beat. The snare got a bit much high end in the mix. Okay, I will say this. Tremtize is hitting on two things. One, if you have a brilliant maneuver in a song, do not overdo it. It's like telling the same joke at a party like 5 or 6 times to the same people. It's not really going to fly. So if you want to hold it for the best spot, hold it, right? Or make sure that it only happens a couple of times so people can have something to anticipate and like lock into. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book, right? Go listen to like some old freaking Steve Miller Band or whatever, right? And try and figure out exactly when the claps happen, or something, right? Like there's something to look forward to and remember exactly where that thing happens, where that tiny little hook is. And a song can have a lot of hooks. The other thing that he's mentioning here, the gunshots. If you are good with production, and you are sliding into the beats side of the industry, I would highly advise steering clear of the stuff that you know deep down inside is going to continue to be more controversial over the coming years. And that comes down to like lyrics that are like hating or shaming or anything like that. gunshots. There are other things that are much more clever and memorable. And it will make your stuff more evergreen because we don't know where everything goes in the future. We just don't. You know what I'm saying? So I would get more clever if I were you. Don't rest upon what other people have been putting out there for so many years, because it's been done for so many years. Get really clever with it. That's what I would say. DJ Pericle saying, this is a great start. Tremtize is saying, big ups, man. Roku's saying, to save your ears and to actually make your mix better, turn your volume down. Same thing I said to Plu. Volume will translate if you mix quietly. Yeah, 100%. Plus, you don't want to go deaf and not being able to make music. DJ'd for over 21 years, and I'm deaf for 45% of my right ear. Damn, you will never get it back. Take this advice and don't even question it. Yeah, I would agree with that. That's solid. That's solid. Yeah, it does remind me a bit of the early grime, mid 2000 stuff as well. Real potential for sure. Well, you know, Bobby, it's like this, man. Maybe simple is best is not the thing in most situations, but less is more is almost always the right thing in most situations. You can get more out of less is more than you can out of complexity first. But what you have here is good, and it is on the simple side of things. So any kind of embellishment that you introduce at this point is really going to be heard and felt by your audience. So see, if you get as deaf as Roku, even texts need to be loud for him to hear. Oh, Bubby, no worries, man. I hope that the feedback resonates with you and that it helps steer this stuff in a good direction, man. Stubbs just ran down the maple tree, said hi, but he's super busy today. Freaking Stubbs, man. I always got places to go. You know, it's almost winter. He's like, gotta find a nut, gotta find a nut. Plu says, bro, I love how open-minded you are. My favorite music is composition by Hans Zimmer, but a lot of the time I'm making rap beats and EDM music, but I feel like listening to Hans Zimmer somewhat translates over into my rap EDM beats, if you know what I mean. I know exactly what you mean. Hans Zimmer is equally applicable to cinematic trailers as it is to any other kind of music. It really is. It really, truly is. And it's just as applicable as Stubbs, as the squirrel running up and down that maple tree outside of Heidi's window right now. And it's just as applicable as rain while you're walking through a forest on a path, right? It's like all of these things, every single bit of it is intertwined. And it's because it's about inspiration and the lessons that we draw from these things individually. It has nothing to do with the person doing it, right? Or the instrument being played. Seriously. Seriously. Trim ties, trust me, it does not take a month to find your style. Bro, I'm so glad I found your channel. Your advice is gold. Yeah, good for you to be here, man. It's good to have you here. Advice is really gold. Thank you, thank you. If I would do simple music, I would not exist, but less is more is very true. Exactly. And Roku tends to nail this in his arrangements. Stick around because he tends to bring things fairly regularly. At least once a week, we tend to hear something from him. And it's always ace. And one of the things that you'll notice is there may be up to a couple hundred tracks in something, but there is always room for things to breathe and to have a space in the mix. And until you actually go there, you never find a way to make it happen realistically, right? So in other words, until you make a track with, or a project with 200 tracks in it, you're not going to know how to make 200 tracks work in a mix. You're just not. It takes some time. So get your ideas out there right now and start playing with them right now. And it'll take you the rest of your life to hone and perfect a whole bunch of it. It really will. But you got to start early. Trumtai says, yeah, less is more, but you can make stuff sound simple even though it's not. Have fun on your music journey. Exactly. All right. Who is this? Is this Subvids? Dude, Zach, did you just throw something in here? All right, we're getting into Rift right after this. I want to hear something new from Zach. Dude, this thing can go so many freaking directions from right now. The thing that I would say is it's a funky palette. Lean into the funk. This is a really fun place to start from. I'm hearing like rapid claps. I'm hearing big clunky shakers from like sub-Saharan Africa. I'm hearing or like Northwest, like Ivory Coast or something. I'm hearing some really interesting like gourd strings or something like that, knocking out some funky top line melody, like maybe, you know, like master musicians of Jajuka kind of stuff, like Moroccan kind of like gourd based stuff. I would absolutely play with those vocals a little bit too. I would not be afraid to stutter, glitch, whatever, subtly, but do it. And I think that you have a lot of space for some really funky low end in here with movement. And I also think that there's plenty of room, like once you get the low end in there and some more kind of rapid fire claps or shakers or some kind of like high frequency energy, I would think that you've got something that you can really start to kind of like push and pull with different little swooshes and transition effects and stuff like that. You know, stomps, I think stomps would be really good for like a mid to low range impact kind of rhythmic thing in here. Yeah. Oh, Tremtide says, I want Jamaican rap rolling in. Oh, man. Yeah, Zach, I am feeling it. Dude, it is good to hear something fresh from you. Really quick, I'm going to click on this back over here, post your links. No, it's not this. Oh, yes, it is. There is a link to Zach's, that is Subvids in the chat, his most recent album here. This is also somewhere else in here. I thought that it was, oh, here's a track that he posted as well in the public feedback to scroll up a little bit. Anyway, go give him some love and support. Is it Salve or Salve? Music, you can drop in the public feedback area of the Discord. And while you're over there, you can grab a free sound pack if you are currently subbed. This month, the free sound pack is funky. We're going to open up Rift. We need to make something. An average music producer, thank you for coming in. Hello. Dude, cheers for bringing it in, Zach. I'm always happy to give you some feedback. Let's make something. Let's make like two different things. Let's make something maybe like smooth and spacey, since it's Space Week, and maybe something plucky and sharp. And then let's turn on Rift and see what the hell we can do in the next bit here. This is going to be some tasty stuff. And when we see something posted for Salve, we will get it done. Oh, 808 Investments. Who the hell is this? Who's 808 Investments? Is that Self? Solve? Average music producer. Okay. And Solve. All right, let's see how quickly we can get through this. I think we're going to close the gates so we can have at least a half hour with Rift. We'll see exactly how much we can dig into with this. We might have to push some of this to Monday, honestly. I know, it's so funny, isn't it? All right, 808 Investments, here we go. This one is called 808 Juju, Love You, Done. Let me find all my right things here. Great handle, by the way. All right, here we go.
This is the Juju Brew.
All right. Here are a few bits that will help you elevate this pretty quickly. 22 seconds. The clarity is right there. That is the clarity that you need to kind of keep as your target for this whole thing. I think the kick is a bit too forward. Drum's a bit hot overall, especially the fills. And you have a lot of tasty bits flying around here that could be highlighted more. So here's what I would suggest. Bring those drums back down a little bit, watch the LUFs, monitor the low end so things feel a bit more balanced, and then spend a little bit more time finding ways to call attention to those tasty little things that you're putting in there. You were clever enough to make those tasty little things, so I don't want to like hold your hand and guide you in the direction of what you should do with them. I think you probably have a lot of really good ideas, but I would say use stereo space. You have a lot of it to play with here. Use it. And the other thing is have fun. Like as you're putting things into motion and trying to find ways for those little bits of ear candy to stand out, have fun, because that's the little bit that's missing in this mix is like the play up top. That kick, it's more noisy than character rich. I want a little bit more character in it personally. Maybe it's just a touch more of a bend at the front of it. Maybe it's a little less saturation, a little less noisy saturation. Maybe it's a little bit of both. But rein the drums in just a little bit, especially the kick, especially those fills. Watch the LUFs. If you don't have a good monitoring setup right now for low ends, Just make sure that you have a spectrum analyzer on there. If you want to use a plugin or a website to tell you if you are too hot in your LUFS, there's something called loudnesspenalty.com, loudness penalty plugin. But they're all going to tell you the same thing, basically, and that is that all of the streaming services and whatnot base loudness penalties upon LUFS levels. Okay. And you want yours to be in line with whatever kind of music you're making. And right now they're just a little bit boomy, especially on those drums. Trumtaz says, oh, and that vocal is killer. Yeah, I would agree. The fill at 39 was too blurred for it to actually hit like anticipated, but I know you're going for it. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Don't put too much on the drums. Anything that takes away clarity from the drums is probably not the right choice for this track. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Chicken drums. And saturated fat. Oh, that is clever. Okay, hold on a second. Chicken drums and saturated fat. Those are good. I can't believe that I'm as old as I am and have never seen the saturated fat pun. That's so good. Heidi, on a roll. That might be the reverb on the fill. Yeah, and that brings me to my next point, and that is mixing. Okay, so you've got a good idea with several different things in your mix, but I would say that not everything should be done in series. Not everything should just be a plug-in put directly on the sound. For your drums, think of it like this. Are you trying to put the snare drum into a room, or are you wanting to put the room into the snare drum? Right? Obviously, you're trying to put the drum into the room. So don't process the entirety of the sound with reverb. Send that out to another channel, put the reverb on there, make sure you don't have too much low or high in there, right? You can roll off the bottom half of the low probably, and take a little bit off the high too. That way there's still something from the original sound shining through above all else. Your pre-delay has got to be dialed into just the right spot too. So just make sure that you're listening to your reverb, that you're applying it on a separate channel for something like a drum. And you'll get the clarity. You'll get the clarity back that you're seeking, and those fills will feel better, and you won't feel like you need to lean into loudness to get impressiveness, because it's not how it works. Something can be incredibly impressive and not overbearing at all. So, and you will get there. You will get there. Was the bass too heavy? And you can hear that you're clipping, right? Like the first couple drum hits there were actually fairly clear. And then when you hit those last peaks, it clipped it pretty hard. So your loudness is just too much, like your peaks are just too much. The bass though. No. Yeah, it's the kicks. In fact, I think the low end could use just a touch, a little saturation, like maybe between like 65 and 85 or something like that, just to add a little bit of thickness and warmth to it. Yep, there you go, right there. Roku nails it right there. Yeah, so let's click on this last one. Okay. This one is from Solve. Give me a shout in the chat and let me know which way I should be pronouncing your name. I don't want to butcher it. And this one is called Chimera. Remixed by Salve. Have a good one, DJ Empirical. We'll see you next week. Okay, cool. Oh man, there are so many fun things that you are exploring here right now. All right, in the intro on this synth, 42 seconds in, might want to consider a small amount of play around with just the ADSR, just the delivery of that synth, right? Adding a little more attack here, maybe backing off the sustain there, maybe blowing out the release for a single note in one spot or something like that. I think you would probably create one of these lean in moments really early in your mix, and that sets the mood, because what you really want, especially for this type of music, is for the audience, the listener, to not just be this passive, disengaged entity. You want them to be an active participant in the whole thing, right? So finding a way to get them to lean in, they're going to question themselves and their ears. Did I just hear that differently? Did he just change that? Was that a little bit slower? Was that right? Really, really subtle things, I think, just to build to a lean in moment a little bit earlier, I think would be fantastic on this. Dude, at 110, it's just, Prior to that, there's a little bit of saturation noise in there that, I mean, it's all personal taste, artistic choices, of course, but similar to some advice like 3 or 4 tracks ago, when you know you have a sweet spot that you really like the texture of something, you can ease into that and come back out of it. And you might appreciate it even more if it's more of a fleeting thing, right? So swelling, saturation, instead of leaving them in static positions and stuff, especially when you have a stripped down arrangement in that moment, is oftentimes a better choice just because of the dynamic change over time. It's just one more thing to kind of tune into. But dude, seriously, that bass, come on, man. Come on. It's freaking butter. That's awesome. 135, could use a little work on the mids here for finer detail and granular shine, but something tells me that you're going to have that super, super tight by the time this mix is done. 145-ish, fantastic fill. I think I saw Roku made mention of brilliant restraint, and everyone here knows that's one of my favorite things. Knowing when to stop is just a brilliant thing to know. And yes, modulate LFOs with LFOs with LFOs. Modulate the modulators, modulating modulators. That's the trick. And brilliant layering control here. I don't have anything to pick apart in the arrangement. This is really just a matter of, I really love where this is going. Trust your instincts and play just a little bit more on the delivery of things. And I have a funny feeling that you already have a plan for all of your mid-range detail work. This thing is unfolding beautifully. Bring it back and let us know how it turns out. All right, so we have 30 minutes. Let's see what Rift is all about. This is, to save time, let's just play with some of my presets really quick. Okay, let's do, let's do a few different ones. Let's go into Massive. We haven't opened up Massive in this stream in quite a while. What do I mean by the layering control? Oh, I just mean your balance and like your restraint that you're showing in how you're layering things and where you're going with each layer, how you're processing each layer. The overall balance is just really brilliant. Your use of like the way at which you are arriving at combined timbres through your layers is spot on. All right, speaking of future bass, let's just go and grab a couple of sounds maybe from the Future Essentials. This might be kind of interesting. All right, let's just say that this is what we're going to work with here. Squeak a little bit more out of this thing. All right, super simple. Let's put Rift on this thing. I have not opened this up. And yeah, you bet, dude. I hope that the feedback resonated with you. Where do I find this? Minimal. And when I launched this last night to put the license key in there, it launched into this tutorial thing. Oh, it's not going to do it. Damn it. I think it was going to give us a walkthrough. But oh well. All right, without a net, let's see what this thing can do. The thing that separates Rift apart from everything else out there, apparently, is that you have your positive shaping versus your negative shaping. So on the surface, when you hear bipolar saturation tool or multipolar saturation tool, you're thinking, oh, you know, I use bipolar LFOs all the time. It's not what's happening. What they mean is the top half of a waveform's cycle versus the bottom half of the waveform, your positive and negative parts of your actual single cycle waveforms, okay? So let's play with that. Ooh. Okay, so I've got modulation in here. Let's see what we can do with some modulation here. How do I do this? Macros, drives. I'll figure this out. Wave shaping, input. What is this? Is this my modulation here? Oh, here we go. Boom. Push this thing down on the bottom. There we go. Okay, so I can create my own curves. Ooh, I can also do input follow. Okay, I already can tell I'm liking this. Let's do a... Oh yeah, are these, can I... Oh yeah, double click gives me the ability to... Ooh, what can I do here? Can I... Whoa, I can delete, okay. I like. Okay, so how do I apply this? Do I just drag and drop? Juice, okay. Whoa, okay, that's kind of cool. Feedback. I like feedback. Whoa. Whoa. What? Wow. Okay, we've got this filter. Let's see what this filter's all about. Basic, morphine. What's the morphine all about? Okay, so this thing is actually very simple to use. All right, so we've got wave shaping capability for positive, wave shaping capability for the negative, drive control and trim up here, main control for stereo wide, mid-side, mid and sides for distortion delivery up here, modal control, monitor inputs and outputs. Feedback is providing not just like some harmonic stuff, but also I think can probably kind of be used as like a delay slash reverb kind of thing. And this filter, I have a feeling is probably pretty amazing. Whoa. Whoa. Let's put this through a pre. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, okay. I gotta get a different beat going in here. It's gonna drive me nuts if I don't. Let's go for another sound here. Oh man, I'm gonna have to scroll back up through here. Are you still posting names? Metaphors. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, you can tempo sync the feedback. Oh, and look. How do I get, hold on a second, tuned. Holy hell. So we can key lock this stuff. Oh, this is great. So I could modulate the frequency, I could tune the feedback and, oh man, there's so many things we could do with this. This is great. All right, let's get into the sync stuff here. What? Dude, seriously? What? Oh my gosh, this is amazing. All right, so if we tune this, can I move this? No, I can't move it. Okay, so what? I just dial in what I want here. And then it will, is it going to cycle through these? And how do I get, let's see if I can figure out how to make some shapes in here. I'm not sure if there's any shortcuts I can use. So let's just make ourselves a little arpeggiator really quick. See if I can slow myself down enough to not... Wait, how do I make this bigger? This seems... Oh my, okay. I'm figuring this out now. So there's a grid. Can I snap to the grid? Yes. Yes, I can snap to the grid. Okay. So it just takes a minute. Got to slow down a bit. Let's just play with this for a second. This is curve 2. Okay, so this is curve 2. So if I set curve 2 to modulate the frequency here, and I go up and around, now what happens? Oh, holy hell. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, so wait, I can set up key tracking on this one too, you guys. I can go into a MIDI mode here as well. What? 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 This is insane. Oh, this is just lovely. Okay, let's play with a couple of default presets. I mean, let's do that. Oh, and then the macros, of course, are baked in. All right, I'm gonna pick something else. Instead of just this. Let's go into, should we go into sprinkles maybe? There's some weird stuff. Ooh. Let's just do a little ARP in here really quick. All right, wrangled in slightly. I don't know why this keeps jumping. All right, let's flip to a different patch. Oh my god, there's so many presets. Blackberry, welcome in, dude. Okay, and what happens with, here, let's bring in something a little different. Let's take this away from the synths for just a second. Let's just add maybe some drums. I wonder what it would do to some beatboxing. Yeah, you're true. I never would get that stuff back. You are absolutely correct. Yeah, this is a serious rabbit hole, Roku. Oh, before I forget, there is a link in the Discord, and I'll put it up here as well. If anyone is looking to pick up the new thing, you can get Punish from Heaviosity, which is the compression distortion multi-effect thing that's built into Damage and some other products of theirs. They've just released it as a standalone effect. Anyway, you can get that for free with Rift if you grab that. All right, so let's take some beatboxing and let's put Rift on and just see what happens. Let's play around with some presets for a minute. Drum heat, maybe? Okay, that was fun. Let's try an acoustic guitar. Blackberry, right? Right? Especially vocals. Oh, man. I feel really weird after that. Yeah, that was quite trippy. Oh, man. All right, so this thing is quite different. I was not expecting it to be as different. It makes some sense, though.
Na na na.
Speaking of vocals, let's go back up here. Whoa. Wow, some pretty interesting effects in here. What you guys talking about? Your nose and throat are tickly. Oh man. Oracle. Hey, how is that? How is that, Roku? Orictolagus portal. Oh man. Yeah, I got a new toy. Yeah, it does, BlackBerry, but I think once you get over the shock and awe period of the first run with something like this, you can find some ways to add really specific character to stuff. Melodic surge, huh? Oh, holy hell. No, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm having a meeting with them on Tuesday next week, so I'll probably get an idea of like what the roadmap is for them and like what they're really trying to do. Simple filters. That's pretty nice. Holington, welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Happy Friday. Yeah, I think we're going to be revisiting this one a lot. My initial impression is, wow. There are plenty of things in here that I see that are new. There are a couple of wave manipulation algorithms that I have not seen before. I do like the breakout curve editor here. And I have a feeling that there's a lot of stuff that we'll be able to squeeze out of this thing in regards to modulated stuff. This feedback unit is amazing. I really want to spend some time playing with this feedback. And then the filter, which I believe you can download this filter as a free plugin from the Minimal Audio site right now. I believe you can download the Morph filter module. Which is pretty dope. Sound kind of like a cheap effects pedal. I think some of the presets were kind of given that to me, but when I was playing with it, just from the initiated state, it seemed pretty awesome. Oh, it's nice that you can tag stuff and like browse by tagging. That's nice. I can't spend much more time on this, unfortunately. I think we should probably come back to it on Monday. I'd also like to spend some time with the new noise shaper inside of Shaperbox 2 on Monday. I know a lot of people in the community use Shaperbox. I use it every single day on everything. But there's a new noise shaper, so some new lo-fi options and whatnot, some grit and texture options that were not there before. But I would like to come back to Rift and figure out how to get a handle on it and start to use it in a more intentional way. Yeah, the core modules itself is what was sounding spectacular earlier. Yeah, and I totally wholeheartedly agree with you on this, Roku. I make presets, so I never bag on presets, but I do believe that the purpose of factory presets is to show off the boundaries, the extreme capabilities, the potential, if you will, of a whole bunch of different things in a variety of ways while other things are working in tandem with them. And they aren't always going to produce something that you can just click on and make greatness from. More just like a showcase of like, wow, look what I can do. Which is why I tend not to really use a whole bunch of them. But third-party presets are a different thing entirely. And we'll see. We'll see how I feel about this. But I do think that the affecting the positive and negative cycles it's a brilliant direction. I think there's going to be some stuff that I just can't do with other tools. I think that's what it's going to be. Yeah, BlackBerry, huh? Hey, who should we go play with? Who should we go see? Let me just refresh my browser over here really quick. I need to go check out Sarah, the lo-fi astronaut. Let's see who's cooking up something good right now. Don't forget, if you are currently subbed to the channel, go hit the Discord and get your free sound pack. It is funky this month. Rhythmic comb toppers, whatever, you are inspired to make. With these samples, come back and submit them in the monthly challenge. You'll get another free sound pack. You'll discover what that sound pack is at the end of the month. And you'll have chances to win other things just by entering. So, anyway, let's go raid someone. Eldre's on. We haven't visited him for a bit. Let's go say hi and spread the love. It's Friday. Maybe he's doing something new today. I appreciate you guys being here. I will see you again on Monday after the weekend. Have a good one. Stay inspired and make something neat and come share it with us next week. I'll see you guys on the flip. Peace out.
OhmLab just rated with 13 viewers. Thank you. Fire. Let's go. Thank you. I appreciate it. OhmLab. What do I... That sounds so familiar. That sounds so familiar. Yo, what's up? Are you thanking yourself, B? What's going on? Giving yourself a little pat on the back? What's that about? It's a company. No, I know the company, but I'm trying to remember. Hold on. I have to Google it right now because I just don't want to say what it is, because if I'm wrong, then I'm gonna feel bad. So I don't know. But thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. Plugins. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've probably just used the plugins and I'm just kind of spacing out now. Dropping off a few good peeps. Enjoy your stream. Yo, thank you. Appreciate you. Shout out to OHM Labs.